Hi everyone, welcome to Hydration Day. I promised you guys I'd do a video on water and on drinking water blocks. So today we're going to be looking at those. You saw some of the amazing downloads that Katia gave you earlier on today. Those were all written by her and they came from her Kangen Water Facebook group. So feel free to say thank you to her because she's amazing when it comes to water. I'm going to start by just talking a little bit about the nutritional benefits around water because some of you may not know just how important water is. You are 75% water, okay? That is what you are. And you actually need water so much more than you need food. It is 95% of the reason that you are exhausted. It is 95% of the reason that you are more available to sickness and disease, not drinking enough water. Super simple, right? But super not addressed. In fact, in our culture, more than 80% of the population doesn't drink enough water, okay? And are wandering around dehydrated. And the effects of that are fatigue, headaches, and if you just imagine what a hangover feels like, that's what it feels like to be dehydrated. Because when you have a hangover from drinking alcohol, it's actually because your body's dehydrated, and that's the effect the alcohol has on the system, not because of the alcohol itself, right? So hangover is dehydration. You can imagine how bad you feel when your body doesn't have enough water. But literally your blood can't carry around the nutrients, the oxygen, and the immune system cells that it needs when you don't drink enough water. So everything in your body functions more slowly. Everything in your body takes more effort when there's not enough water inside your system, okay? And very often it takes quite a lot of water to catch you up. It will take normally, like I told you guys, normally around 5 or 6 liters of water to catch you up when you're dehydrated. And by the time you're feeling thirsty, that's a sign that you're severely dehydrated, okay? Now, ancestrally speaking, our food used to come with our water. So before we had a way of cleaning water, a lot of the food that we got was from the fruits that we ate or from the vegetables that we ate. It didn't actually come from rivers or streams, especially in countries where water is scarce, or you might have to walk for miles and miles to have access to water every day. All right, so people often got access to food through the foods that they ate, and that's why so often we confuse hunger and thirst, because our body would crave the mango or the watermelon or the apple, because fruits have very high water content, or the cucumber, and they would get part of what they needed hydration wise from the food that they were eating. So very often we confuse the need for water with the need for food. Okay, but let's go through this slowly, and then we'll do. Staying hydrated is important for electrolyte balance, digestion, allowing our body to disperse nutrients, and helps maintain normal functioning of our cardiovascular and immune systems. In fact, just about every organ and system in our bodies depends upon water to do its job. If you're guilty of needing to add to your water intake, rest assured that drinking water is pretty simple, and you can, it's so easy to buy the hot water bottle like we did on the first day and start adding more water to your diet. If you're not used to drinking a lot, it might take a few days to stretch out your stomach, because it's the same thing with food. If you're not used to eating a lot, it might take a few days to get used to having three full meals, etc. And like if you're fasting, it might take a few days to get used to not having that much food. So what happens to your body when you drink a lot of water? The human body is made up of between 55% and 75% water, depending on one's age. In infants, water accounts for a higher percentage of body weight compared to older adults. Water is needed for some of the following essential functions: electrolyte balance, nutrient and oxygen transportation, temperature regulation, normalization of blood pressure and stabilization of heartbeats, removal of waste and bacteria from the body, digestive processes including forming stools and producing bowel movements, repairing muscles and cushioning joints, and carrying the immune system to sites of infection. What are the benefits of drinking water? Prevents dehydration. So the number one way to prevent and diminish dehydration symptoms, which can include poor concentration, fatigue, low energy during workouts, headaches, weakness, low blood pressure, and dizziness, is to drink water. Consuming water also reduces your chances of getting diabetes, because consuming water instead of sugar-based products and juices really helps you to lower your blood sugar and to balance your mood swings as well, because you won't have any sugar crashes. It also radically improves memory and memorizing of new information. And this is big payoffs when it comes to multiple facets of your life, including when you're at work, the gym, and schools, etc. Elderly adults need to be especially careful about avoiding dehydration, since many older people don't have any strong sense of thirst. Plus, some may take medications that can increase fluid loss. This applies to food as well. Whenever you eat, your body requires water to digest the food that you've eaten. So every time you eat, you lose water basically. And in addition to drinking water, aim to consume other electrolytes such as magnesium, calcium, potassium, and sodium by eating a healthy diet. If you're an athlete or work out intensely, it's even more critical to prevent fatigue and dizziness. Supports digestion detoxification. So when it comes to digestive health, it's good to drink water. Your kidneys and your liver require water to clean your blood, produce urine, and help your body get rid of waste. Increased water intake also helps prevent development of kidney stones. You also need to stay hydrated when sick in order to overcome the illness, since your body needs water to produce snot and phlegm, which are beneficial because they carry white blood cells and germs out of your body. When you drink water and eat fiber, you're less likely to deal with constipation and diarrhea, which can be worsened in some cases by dehydration. In addition to eating high fiber foods, up your water intake in order to keep things moving and help you stay regular. One of the benefits of drinking water over soda, juices, and other sugary drinks is it's one of the easiest ways to avoid consuming excess calories as well. So that really helps with your weight loss too. In one mini review published by the journal Frontiers, evidence showed that human and animal studies that increased hydration leads to body weight loss, mainly through a decrease in feeding and a loss of fat through increased lipolysis. So in other words, your body may burn more calories when you drink lots of water due to the positive effects it has on your metabolism and possibly energy expenditures. This is actually quite amazing. Just drinking enough water increases your calorie burning ability of your metabolism by up to 300 calories a day. So water from beverages and foods also takes up room in your stomach and can make you feel fuller. Foods with a high water content tend to be low in calories and often high in volume and fiber. It improves the appearance of your skin, eyes, hair, and keeps you younger 100%. It makes your skin glow, your eyes look brighter, and your hair shinier. Drink up. Dehydration can lead to bloodshot eyes, dried and lackluster skin, and brittle and weak hair. So those are the nutritional reasons why you should drink more, okay? But let's talk about the emotional blocks to doing so. Very often, if you think about around a table, water is the cheapest drink on the menu, right? So what you drink is often a sign of status, and being able to afford alcohol is like ordering meat at a restaurant. The steak is the most expensive dish, right? So people order steak as a sign of status, and people order drinks as a sign of status. They also buy drinks as a form of status. And when they say, can I buy you a drink, they're not talking about a glass of water, okay? They're talking about alcohol, or they're talking about juice, or they're talking about some other kind of expensive beverage as a way of honoring you or showing you respect. But culturally speaking, drinking water isn't something that even children do. It's something for poor people, right? It's something for people that can't afford to have the good stuff. So there's a really strong energy in the collective consciousness that water equals poverty. And you see those pictures in the adverts of poor people walking for hours just to carry those big buckets of water in their head, right? And it's the poor that can't afford water, never mind a more expensive beverage or a more expensive drink. And that's how they sell water to people, is that water is so that's how they sell sodas to people, is that water is like for poor people, and sodas and juices and alcohols is for more privileged people of higher status who have achieved more in life. So that's a major one, and it's a major block to drinking water. The other may be that, you might have past life issues. You may have drowned, inside water. You may have died from drinking water that was contaminated with bacteria, such as malaria or dysentery. One of the biggest reasons small children die in Africa and Brazil, etc., is still from dysentery. It's still from unclean water. So our instinct is often to avoid water, because even though our body needs it, unless it's clean, like the way it comes out of our taps in first world countries, water is actually very, very dangerous, because if it's biochemical, because of its biodiversity. Lots of things live in water. Lots and lots of things live in water, particularly things that eat humans, like bacteria and viruses, etc. So we're hardwired, to avoid water until it's been cleaned or boiled. So a lot of human beings will drink water, but they'll get that feeling. So you might have to clear that from different past lives. This feeling that drinking water means that you're gonna get sick, or you're gonna die, or that you're not well. The other reason that you may feel a block towards drinking water is that you were forced to. Very often children are forced to drink water or told that they have to drink water and they can't have what they really want, so it might be a sign of rebellion against your parents. You want to drink what the older kids are drinking. You want to drink what mom and dad are drinking, but you have to drink water because it's good for you. There's also this very much idea in the collective consciousness around being a health freak, right? So it's not around being healthy and it's fashionable. It's around being healthy makes you a freak. You're weird. Why do you care about your health? And it's almost as if being able to abuse your health is another sign of status. And you shouldn't care about your body. You shouldn't care about being a goody two shoes. And like doing what it's what we're talking about. It's this mix of rebellion against the system, against the teachers, against the school, against your parents. And also an energy of having enough health that you can afford to burn it. It's like having money you can afford to burn. It's like having health you can afford to burn. That's why often younger people take much bigger risks with their health than people as they get older, because they feel like they have energy to burn, they have health to burn. It doesn't matter if they stay up all night, if they work 3 or 4 jobs, because they have more health to burn. But it's the same thing. If you don't invest in your health the way that you invest your finances, it doesn't matter if you win the lottery health-wise, it's not sustainable. You end up bankrupt, right? So you can have perfect, vibrant health and ruin it because you're not naturally taking care of it. So that might be something that you want to dig on. There's a lot of beliefs as well about how people get really strange around this, like, oh, how much water should I drink? How much is too much? How much is not enough? And really, you're a human being, and all human beings should be drinking 4 or 5 liters of water a day. Okay? It's the same thing with diets. People really like believing that they're special and that they need a special gene diet or a special hormone diet. But really, you're a Homo sapien, you're a human being, and you're on a human being diet. That means you should be eating a lot of veg, a little bit of fruit, a ton of water, and lots of plant-based protein. That's what humans need to thrive and survive and to glow. That's what we need. And it's the same thing. You don't think, oh, let's test the elephant's genetics to see if this elephant is like that elephant. We feed all elephants the same diet, and if we take them off that diet, they die. Same thing with lions, same thing with cows, same thing with sheep, same thing with humans. Humans do have a diet. We do well on fruits, vegetables, plain grains. We do well on lots and lots of clean water. We do well with good exercise. It's really simple. What's not simple is the marketing, is the media, is constantly being told to, literally being subliminally programmed to do things to destroy your health and your body. Okay? I'm just going to quickly tune into the group as well. Yeah, some of you, it's coming up around being too poor to afford, being too poor to afford to take care of yourself. It's like you don't feel worthy of nurturing and taking care of yourself, whether it's with water or with vitamins. There's like a financial block around your wellness. It's like, oh, can I really afford these vitamins? Can I really afford to get a water filter? Can I really afford to exercise? Can I pay for the gym? And then 2 days later, you know, you're spending the money on something else, whether it's a spiritual healing course or whether it's a new dress for Christmas or for your birthday, because you don't have a financial block in that area. You have a financial block around nurturing and taking care of your health. So it might be worth doing some digging on being allowed to spend money on health. Very often, and it still happens all over the world, people are left to die because their families decide that their health is not worth investing in. And actually the biggest cause of debt in America is illness. Okay, so you want to look at people thinking that it's not worth spending money on getting healthy, and very often waiting until they're severely sick before they get the leverage to work on their health, which is why we did the other 2 days, right, to kind of build up the leverage. So as this challenge mounts and you guys start to get more tasks and clearings to do, you'll be more motivated to follow through instead of going, oh, it doesn't really matter. Of course it matters. It matters so much. You matter. Your health matters to your family, to your partner, and to the world. So let me know how you deal with water. Do you find it easy to drink? Do you find it hard to drink? Which one of those triggers that I talked about before comes up for you? Is it the taste? Do you gag? Like, do you have a choking thing from another life? That's if you have a gag, that's what that is. What's the word? Do you have the poverty trigger? Or do you have the I'm the little child and I'm not allowed to drink what everyone else is drinking trigger? Do you have the social status trigger? What comes up for you around drinking water? I love you so much. Take care. Bye. See you tomorrow.